Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I realized very recently that it has been almost 3 years, just short of 3 years, since I did the video about this Ryobi toolkit, since I got it. And I think 3 years is probably about enough time to do a little update, especially with the holiday seasons right on top of us. I rather wish I'd have thought about this a little sooner, but it is nearly 3 years later. I still have this set and I'm still loving it. The batteries hold up forever. Unlike my older Ryobi, I had an older blue one and it had the older style batteries. I had gotten to the point where anytime I wanted to use it, I had to plan ahead and I had to put it on the charge beforehand. These batteries, months go by between charges. I'll use them for a project and set them aside before they'll finally get to a point where they need charge, and it doesn't take very long. The newer batteries hold the charge better. This newer charger charges them up fairly quickly. I've not had any problem. I have done, I'm not a contractor. I'm not doing work with them every single day, but I've done a fair amount over the past 3 years, and they've held up beautifully. The impact driver has even gotten a little bit greasy because I've done everything from woodworking with it to working on small engines, to working on cars, to just all kinds of stuff. So it's gotten grease on it from trying to knock loose bolts. I can't even think of all the things I've used it for. The drill has drilled a great many holes. I used both of these to do the wiring in the basement here recently, drilling tons and tons of holes through the boards, using this to drive the screws into the different boxes and outlets to hold everything up. They haven't failed me. I love them. They've been great. They've been dropped. They've been fine. One other thing that I realized that I didn't do with the previous video, and I have had a couple people either ask or say they wish I'd have done it, is I didn't try and demonstrate at all the power of the impact. The impact driver is fairly powerful. It is not a replacement for impact driver for like taking off the wheels of a car. My brother claims to have done that. I have not had success. I have done things like tighten the screws on a spring compressor to be able to change struts without a problem, but I haven't been able to break really tough rusted bolts loose. But I have been able to drive larger bolts into wood without a problem. So I'm going to set up a little bit of something here. So I've got some scrap wood here that I'm just going to use. I've got a couple of screws. I'm just going to drive them in there to kind of give you some idea of how it works. I don't really have anything else to compare it to, but I've got a couple of screws here. This thing is not super powerful, but it's very good for what it is. And this little board here has no pre-drilled holes in it. And I've got this semi-long screw. Then I'm just going to start it and screw it down in there. Nothing to it. Matter of fact, I attached them together. I've got a slightly thicker one. And this is the thickest thing I have on hand right now. And I'll just do the same. Drove it so far in there, I think it almost went through. But this is just pine wood, nothing special, not too dense, not too thin. And there you go. It just shoves it right down in there. And that's the experience I've had. Anytime I'm doing something with wood, it doesn't have a problem unless the batteries are weak, which doesn't happen often, and it doesn't take long to recharge. And with it being a set, I have a backup. So it's no big deal. I am surprised they're still selling it. I kind of figured, I thought about doing another follow-up video, and I kind of figured that by the time I had had it long enough to do one, they would have moved on to something else. But apparently they still sell these kits, which I think is a good sign. Comes with a nifty little bag with a divider, a Velcro adjustable divider in it. These things just sit in there. Nothing to it. There's enough room for the charger. There's the charger. The charger just sit on one side, and if I actually took the time to bind this back up again, which I really should do. That just stuffs down in there. And you've got it all packed up nice and neat. I've got a set of bits that go with the driver for sockets, several different sizes, and I've just tossed them in an old medicine bottle. Stick those down in there on the side, and there's just enough room for a little bit of a drill bits in case, and there you go. So, still loving it, still working good, not giving me a single problem. The batteries are so far better than the normal, regular base model batteries. If you're thinking about getting one, go for it. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and stay creative.